We want to ensure that our kids live in a nation that is safe, happy, healthy, and fair. And so this election,
we're voting for Joe Biden.
Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. Put my hands on the Bible, y'all point me to the booth. Swear to tell the truth.
So Steph Curry pushes to block low-income housing in his neighborhood. Watch this.
White House staff, thank y'all for welcoming us here.
Steph Curry and his championship Golden State Warriors got a warm welcome at the Biden White House less than 2 weeks ago, and right after he talked about skipping a similar visit during the presidency of Donald Trump.
The vibe is obviously different in the sense of, accepting people from different walks, different backgrounds, and actually walking that walk.
But the MVP and his wife are not so welcoming of a 3-story townhouse project planned for this property in what's apparently a literal case of NIMBY. In a letter to the city of Atherton, Steph and Aisha Curry wrote, "We hesitate to add to the not in our backyard rhetoric, but we wanted to send a note before today's meeting. Safety and privacy for us and our kids continues to be our top priority, and one of the biggest reasons we chose Atherton as home. State law requires all cities to offer more affordable housing, so zoning for a higher density project is being considered at a special city council meeting."
And this is just one of the ways that Atherton is proposing to do that. Just one of the parcels where they're thinking we're going to essentially change it from what it currently is now, which is 1 mansion per acre, to 20 homes per acre, potentially.
Atherton is pretty much all mansions right now. According to Realtor.com, it is America's richest city with an average home sale price of $8.2 million. The Currys recently moved up court from one Atherton estate into a bigger $30 million property. The couple writes that should the new townhouse project proceed, we ask that the town commits to investing in considerably taller fencing and landscaping to block sight lines onto our family's property.
It said a pretty plain, reasonable thing, like we are concerned about privacy, and it is reasonable for the most famous basketball player on earth to care about privacy.
Now, I feel like this is another perfect example of a celebrity or celebrity athlete, have you, not really knowing what's going on. As him and his wife both sat there and they said that they wanted a more safer and fairer place for their children, for their family to be able to live, they're voting for Biden. It just goes to show politicians pander to people who seem to not have often any clue of what's really going on or behind the decisions and choices that you make, as opposed to what they will make. I definitely agree with what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bring them in and then that takes down the property value, especially with people, you know what I'm saying, who don't care, who seem to not care about their property or the way things look. A lot of crime and drugs start, coming into the area. I most definitely get it. It's what it is, bro. We have to understand that with certain choices come consequences, and it's just important. It's important for we as people to do our homework and understand that just because somebody sound good or just because somebody say that they gonna do this or they gonna do that, don't necessarily mean that that's what they're going to do. Like, if we just being honest and we being real, you bringing people in off the border, you opening up borders, and you want everybody to have all opportunities and as they say, a fairer place to live. Like, that's just the type of door that you opening. And then, I mean, what better place, honestly, to do it than this place they call Atherton, which is one of the richest places, if not the richest place in America. His mansion cost $30 million. They said homes there is at a property value of $8.2 million. And so I'm just assuming that they got land on top of land on top of land. What better place to build new housing? You know what I'm saying? So, like, hey, Everybody else got to deal with it. You do too, bro. I feel like in that case, like you can definitely be a hypocrite if you not realize that safer and fairer place that you asked for, hey, that's what you helping it to be. That's what you're making it. Gotta stop just seeing stuff at face value and start digging a little deeper and saying, okay, who am I voting for? What am I voting for? What kind of things am I getting into? Because this is the thing. A lot of people say and act like and even seem like they're for something, not really knowing what they're getting. And when the thing actually comes and reveals itself, now they step back and say, whoa, we didn't pan for this. Me talking about building the fence a little higher. That sounds a little Trumpish to me. You know what I'm saying? And so it sounds a little Trumpish to me. I'm just saying. They talking about building the wall, man. Talking about building the fence and building it higher. I'm just saying, bro. Like it sounds a little Trump. Sounds a little Trumpish to me. Sound like you got a little Trump in you, Curry. In these next coming years, when things begin to really reveal itself, people just might begin to see like this is not what I really wanted. It sounded good, and that's what socialism sounds good. It sounds good, but when you actually put it into play, it's a whole different thing. Just something that you wouldn't expect it to be.
Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. Put my hands on the Bible, y'all point me to the booth. Swear to